From the shadowed peaks of the Salt Lake Valley to the mist-covered banks of the Hudson Valley and all across the globe, the signal drifts through the night. This is Midnight Signals. Now, here are your hosts, Sergeant Shenanigator and Alien Mike.
Alien Mike, what's going on tonight?
Another day in paradise. How are you?
I'm doing good, other than I think we have Blorp again.
I was going to blame him, but I think I'm going to blame StreamYard on this one.
I think I'm going to as well. This is definitely StreamYard.
Yeah, so for all those that are here, we got on. Everything was A-okay. Our speeds were all at like 300 plus download, 300 plus upload, and StreamYard keeps buffering on us. So if there's any issues, it's not our fault. Oh yeah, twinsies. Look at that.
Hello, Mama Shenanigator. I see. I'm not running the comments very well, am I?
No, I just was looking at those here. I'll start with. There we got that. Dina, how are you doing? Mrs. Lilith, how are you? Mama Shenanigator, it is good to see you as well.
And yep, we are twinsies once again.
That was not planned.
And not even planned.
Nope. When we were doing the pre-show, we kept freezing, so I wasn't paying attention to your shirt, and I got up and changed and realized, we got the same one.
Oh, hey, that works out. I love it.
Oh, yeah.
So tonight's show, we are going to go ahead and talk about something that we both love very much. Being online with you guys.
There we go.
Okay. We love that, but we're also going to be talking about UFOs over Utah. And it's kind of the build up to the Phenomicon weekend, where you guys are probably going to get tired of us because we're going to be doing lives off and on throughout the convention.
Yep.
Got our live coming up the Friday of the convention.
Yep. Which will be, I think we said around 8 o'clock or my time, 10 o'clock.
Yep. It'll be about 8 p.m. Mountain Time, 10 p.m. Eastern Time.
Okay. So, but we'll be there. And what the heck? Did you put that on there? Because I had it up and then took it down.
Oh, you took it down? I'm going to let you run the chat. It's yours.
No, it's okay. It was just up there for a minute, and I was like, oh, crap, I forgot to turn it off. And no, we decided you get to run it. I'll stop messing with it. You know me, I love playing with things. Computer thing.
What do you say we get off to a couple of good UFO stories?
All righty. Well, you want to go first? You want me to go first?
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and tell quick two. I'm beginning to sound like Yoda over here. Good I am.
Yeah, better than me I am.
I'm going to do two quick stories. The first one, I've heard this growing up from several people, and this took place in the Salt Lake Valley at the old Woodland Drive-In Theater. A family was waiting at the theater, and they reported seeing a metallic saucer-shaped object hovering between their position and the Wasatch Mountains. Now, this wasn't just, hey, we spotted a light in the air. They described a disc. They described the lights. They talked about, they thought they saw windows on this craft. And according to later witnesses, it hovered about 100 feet off the top of the trees and was there for approximately 20 to 30 seconds before it accelerated faster than any aircraft at the time north along the Wasatch Front. And that, in most of the UFO stories we have, that would be it. It disappeared. The sighting's over. But then it came back. it crossed the field of view again and hovered there for a couple of seconds and then disappeared to the south. This was not just one family seeing it. Several people across the Salt Lake Valley also observed this object. So it wasn't just at the drive-in. And in 1998, several witnesses came forward and reported to New Fork the entire incident. So it has been reported, but it's just weird. I've done a lot of UFO stories, and it's always like, and then it accelerated and disappeared.
Right.
This one came back. And you know, the serious part of me is like, why did it come back? The unserious part of me is somebody's sitting there at the controls and somebody else is next to them and they're arguing. Well, can't you read a map? I don't know why that popped into my brain at that point.
We're having major echo.
Don't tell me that.
I can hear myself through your speakers. Okay, right there. That's good. Whatever you did, if you did something.
I didn't hit a dang thing, but we'll take it.
Okay, all right.
So yeah, it wasn't one of the first UFO reports over Utah, but at the time, it was one of the largest reported. The Salt Lake Tribune even picked it up and ran with it for a day or two. Unfortunately, we can't use the articles without the Tribune's permission.
Good luck getting that.
Yeah, until we have 1 million or 2 subscribers, it's hard to get news agencies' permission to post anything. So, I mean, it's a really cool old school UFO story, and I know I've got friends that have been to the drive-in on Redwood Road in West Valley area.
Yep.
That have reported seeing UFOs as they're coming in or leaving. No, it would be as they're leaving because they all report them over the Wasatch Mountains, over the Wasatch Front.
Yep. So as they're leaving, going, because you pull out heading east.
Yep. So, you know, I started to wonder a little bit, does that mean that the UFOs are coming in for the movie and then taking off when they're spotted?
I'm inclined to believe so.
Hovering back. If you're gonna try and get a free movie, that's the way to do it.
Sure beats the way we
drive-in. If you fly in, they can't charge you.
There you go. I mean, it beats the way we used to do it. Somebody gets in the trunk.
Yeah, I need you 12 guys to get in the trunk and hide under this blanket.
Yep.
And we'll let you out as soon as we get to the drive-through or the drive-in. Of course, we're going to the drive-in via the one of the mountain trails up there.
Good morning, Nadine.
Welcome. So, I don't know. I know you said you didn't find a whole lot on the June 1967 Salt Lake City.
Yeah, I didn't see much on it. I mean, what I saw was just little blurps, Yeah.
So that's all it really was just the whole story was pieced together from the family waiting at the drive-in, the family that saw it down in the South Jordan area, the family that saw it in Salt Lake.
Yeah. This is what, I mean, I know we run into a lot of stories where they're real obscure. There's not a ton of information, but when it comes to UFOs around the States, Utah hardly has any information on them. It's like you get a little bit and that's all. It's like they're scared to talk about it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's up until recently, nobody talked about this stuff. You were always labeled. I mean, I remember reading a couple of articles in the Salt Lake Tribune about people that had reported UFOs.
Mm-hmm.
And while it didn't come across as the reporter talking down about these people, that's kind of the way it came across.
Yep. I've got one, I think it's from Deseret News up on my wall, and it was from, when was it, 2023? In the Deseret News when they did the whistleblower, when David Grush and everybody went and had that big
okay.
meeting. So Deseret News published it. So I happened to find it at my grandma's house, and I was like, I'm going to take that because that's the only one I have ever seen in 30 years living here. So
yeah,
it's just they don't talk about it here.
I wish I could say I've seen. Well, I mean, I told you my Santa Claus story. That was probably a UFO or a meteor. I'm not really sure, but it's like the Salt Lake Valley. Same here. I get people saying, "Hey, did you see that UFO up near Hyde Park? Did you see the UFO hovering over the Hudson River?"
Mm.
And I think what happens is when we're in our home territory and not out looking at things, we're not really paying attention to the sky, and we should.
Mm-mm. You know, I know you have Enigma. I get on there more often than I used to. I was on it last Saturday, and I'm reading through the stuff happening here in Utah. And there's, as you know, the place that you say where it was at, what time it was at, how long did you see it, and a description about it. And everywhere in Utah, it's always like 12 seconds. This is what we saw. There was 2 people. You don't get, like, they won't give you any details on what's going on. They don't tell you where they were at, what they were doing, how they interacted with it. They just say, oh, it was hovering and then it left. Well, okay. Give me something else.
It's kind of like the story that you and I were talking about today, that I'm trying to have the guy write it up for me. I'm not going to give anything away.
Mm-hmm.
But a guy today saw my tattoo and he said, "You're not going to believe what I saw," and told me the story.
Yeah.
I'm going to try and get the story from his perspective, from his mouth. And if I can't, then I'll tell the story. And Enigma is an app. Sorry. Enigma is an app that you can put on your phone that has just tons of UFO sightings and reports.
Yep.
I believe it is tied into New Fork, but it's not tied into
MUFON.
To MUFON.
Yeah. That's at least if it's changed, I don't think so, but yeah, you just download it, you log in, and you can, anybody that has the app, they can say, "Hey, I saw a UFO here. This is what I saw, how long, what time, location, everything about it." Or you can do what I do and you get on, and if I want to see what's going on recently in New York, you just go over to New York and it highlights, it puts a little dot everywhere that people are seeing things.
Yep.
It's really
a pretty cool app. I mean, it does need some work. I'd like more stories in it.
Yeah.
But it is like talking to a police officer. Who, what, when, where, why, end of conversation.
Yep.
But it's a really cool app. I've used it a couple of times to find stories.
Yep.
And then I'll go research any sightings based on the report on Enigma.
Yeah. What I do like about it is every once in a while, you'll find people that have actually taken a photograph or a video and they upload that with it. So you can see exactly what they're looking at.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But and I will say that I've probably binged more UFO videos on Enigma than binging a show on Netflix recently.
Yeah, I'm kind of 50-50 on that.
Some of them you're like, all right, look, you caught Starlink.
Yeah.
But some of them that are posted, especially some of them over Utah recently, are really intriguing.
Yeah. I mean, I'll admit the first time that I saw the Starlink, I was camping with a buddy and we were at a really dark sky area. and we're just lounging around by the fire, and I look up and I'm like, what in the hell? Because you just see 6 lights in a row just across, and it's if you've never seen it, it's a really cool thing to see.
It is, and I can see where you'd confuse that as I mean, definitely UFO, UAP.
Yeah, and because the thing is they move pretty dang quick across the sky, quicker than you'd expect.
So anyway, there's Salt Lake, and now I'm going to move a little out to the Uintah Basin. And this took place 1967, 1968. And if you're into UFOs in Utah, you've probably heard the name Junior Hicks. And if you haven't, Joseph Junior Hicks was a school teacher from Roosevelt who became interested in UFO reports throughout the Uintah Basin. And beginning in the 1950s, he started collecting stories from local residents, ranchers, drivers, anybody that would talk to him. You know, back then, nobody really wanted to talk to him, so it was all unnamed person. None of these people wanted to be UFO celebrities. But in October 11th, 1967, multiple witnesses repeatedly observed brilliant reddish-orange object moving through the basin. Descriptions included a large luminous object with colored or pulsating lights, and one account involved a truck driver who claimed a bright orange object approached his truck, illuminated the surrounding areas, and followed him before rapidly departing. And in a couple of minutes, I'm going to get into why this is very interesting testimony. But throughout 1967 and 1968, the Uintah Basin started getting hundreds of reports, sometimes daily. And it was a major hotspot for those 2 years and for several years to come. So that's pretty much what I got on that.
Interesting. Yeah, there's a lot that I found about Utah that I really didn't expect. Because everywhere I search, you know, if you search, give me UFO sightings, I've never seen any from Utah until you start looking for it. And there's a lot more than you would expect out there.
Yep. Now, the weird part about the 67, 68 mass sighting is that wasn't the end of it. It came back in 1978 and happened it again. Mm-hmm. Exactly the same scenario. People started seeing these orbs and these weren't like 100, 200 feet in the air. Some of these orbs were riding window height of tractor trailers of the time.
Wow.
You know, they weren't huge triangle or saucer shaped vehicles. Yes, I know. I really, now I wish I were awake for that one.
Okay, this is new to me.
No, this is the UFO story I told a while ago that happened to my mom.
Oh, yes. Okay. Interesting. I forgot about that.
Yeah. So,
how old?
Yeah, 1978, it happened again. Mm-hmm. I would go into some of the stories, but they're all basically the same. It's orbs came in. They were sighted by, I would like to say hundreds of people, but it's kind of hard in that area.
Right.
And then again, it started happening about close to 20 years later in 1994 and 1996 timeframe. But I'm going to hold off on those until after Alien Mike tells his stories.
All right. So, bless you. Excuse you.
Sorry, I got something stuck in my throat.
I could hear that through the mute.
Wow.
So the first one, I tried to figure out where to start on this. or which one to start with. So I'm going to do the newest to oldest.
All right.
So 1982, San Juan River. Man, I can't talk now. So it was June 1982, San Juan River, southeastern Utah. A group of people had taken a river rafting trip. And after they were done, they all got in their car. On the drive home, they were driving south along Highway 261 near the, now, Steve, you may know how to say this, Moki, Dugway?
Moki?
Yeah.
Oh, I want to say it's Moki, but I could be wrong.
That's what I thought, but I wasn't sure. And the Valley of the Gods. They reportedly encountered 3 enormous triangular objects. Excuse me. So, where am I at? The first object appears to rise vertically from the ground and move very slowly. And then shortly after, 2 more additional triangular objects appear. The objects, they said, were about 200 feet off the ground. And the first one they saw projects a powerful light downward towards the road. Now, I don't know if they're looking for something, if they're just letting people know, hey, we're here, or what the case may be. So they decide to start flashing their headlights at it. The first one, its forward light reportedly just shuts off. And then the witnesses, they stop their car and all of them just kind of take off. Whoops. Open the wrong tab. Excuse me. So they leave the area. And then fast forward to 1997, the original witnesses submit the report to New Fork. And then in 1998, the Deseret News publishes a story of the case. And there was nothing that ever came of it that I could find.
Wow.
Yeah. Earlier I was saying how I had never seen anything published in a newspaper about it. And then I hear about this one, and it makes me wonder how many were really published in the Deseret News or the Salt Lake Tribune, how many different topics like this that I just never saw, because I always search the newspapers and never saw anything like this.
Siren of Death, welcome.
Excuse me. So the next one, and Steve, I know I'm going to butcher the camera again because I screwed it up about 3 times already, was the Tremonton UFO film from July 2nd, 1952.
Now, see, this one is huge in Utah.
And
Crystal. Okay.
How's it going? And what's interesting,
Crystal,
is I had never heard of this one either.
Really?
Yeah. And honestly, after I read the story, I kind of figured I would, because my brother knows I'm really into this stuff and he lives in Tremonton. So you got to know all that stuff is being talked about there still. It's a very, very small farming community. So,
yeah.
So July 2nd.
I mean, if you were to go to Tremonton today and compare it to 1952.
Oh, yeah.
Huge difference.
Yeah. I mean, it's being built up somewhat. They just moved from there to, I mean, it's literally 2 minutes down the road. It's in Garland, so it's right there still. But they're in like one of the very first areas to be developed there. So
okay.
It's again, it's different, like you said, but there's still not that much out there. So I couldn't imagine it in 1952.
Yeah, I mean, a completely different town, I am sure.
It's a really cool town too. I like it.
I love Tremonton. But anyway, back to your story. Sorry.
No, it's fine. Now I'm coughing. Excuse me. So Delbert C. Newhouse and his wife Norma and their 2 children on July 2nd were driving about 7 miles north of Tremont. And it was approximately 11 o'clock in the morning. So he was a U.S. Navy chief warrant officer. And what I thought was really cool was a photographer. So as they're driving along, he sees a bunch of objects. Or no, his wife points out that there's a bunch of objects off to the side, kind of just hovering, floating around. So he stops the car, and it's not like it is now where everybody's got a smartphone on them or a camera, and they pop out and bam, take a picture. You know, you've got to retrieve the camera he uses. You got to make sure everything's wound. You got to make sure batteries and everything are going. There's film in it, etc. So it took a while, and it was a 16 millimeter color film. Bell and Howell, correct?
Bell and Howell.
Okay, thank you. He had a 3-inch telephoto lens, and there was approximately between 10 and 14 of these objects flying around. So he shot about 1,200 frames, so roughly 75 seconds. So let me scroll down a little bit. He said he described their shape as essentially saucers, one inverted, like tea saucer, tea coasters, cups, plates, what do you want to call them? Okay. One over the other to give it that classic dome shape. Excuse me. So he says that they're all flying while he's taking the photos or the film. The objects appear as bright points against the blue sky. They're moving around back and forth, and they appear to brighten and then fade. Some change directions, and then towards the end, one object separates from the group and kind of moves on its own. The film eventually reached the Air Force and Project Blue Book. And I know we talked about this earlier, but I can't remember exactly if it was the first one out of Utah. I think it was the first one out of Utah that was researched by Project Blue Book.
Yep.
Okay, because I know
it was also the first one out of Utah that was recorded.
Yeah, I knew that part.
Yep.
And everybody knows what Project Blue Book was. So they did their, investigation. Edward J. Ruppel, he was a part of it and did it. And then in the end, they basically said that it's just birds, seagulls. Not in Utah, but sorry, I'm reading this. Oh, really cool.
Yeah.
So in the end, they basically said, oh, these are just seagulls or other birds that are just flying around. Excuse me. And he tried to get the film back, and they wouldn't give it back.
Yeah.
They kept it, and in my opinion, why the hell would you keep it? If it's just birds, here you go. You're a photographer. Have your stupid birds back.
Yeah, exactly. That's like taking my little video camera right behind me and taking it away because I took a picture of one of the Arnoff trucks going down the arterial.
Yep.
There's nothing secret there.
No. And now I know why I've seen videos of people that are out recording for whatever reason, that when they're approached and they see somebody coming, they will either hurry up and take the card out of their device, or they will give them a decoy.
I will be honest with you that I bought that camera behind me, and I mean, it was cheap on Amazon. It's not a great one, but I bought it simply because it was the quickest access to the memory card.
Yep.
So, and when I go out and I hate to sound paranoid like this, and I doubt it'll ever happen, But if I go out
Mhm.
into down by the river or out into the woods and I'm watching the skies, I have the card inside the camera and I always carry a second card in my hand. So I
Yep.
can swap it out just as quick as I can.
Yep.
And I
Yep.
know that's just paranoia. The men in
Oh,
black aren't going to show up.
you're not
So
the
I
only
take a
one that does
chance.
it.
I mean,
Yep.
dang Blorp might show up.
Yep. I have seen people do all sorts of things to prevent those cards from being taken.
Yep.
They'll pull them out and they'll put them in their mouth. They'll swap them out. They'll keep an extra one in their pocket. Or, I mean, I've seen ones when it comes to police officers, you know, they'll try to destroy the dash cam, the card that's in the dash cam, but the dash cam actually uploads it to the phone. So, or a cloud. So, you know, you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
But all right, for this story, I think the one thing that's really fascinating is this guy is just not an average Joe like me.
Right.
This is a military guy. This is a military officer.
Yep. And they were just on vacation, on leave. Yeah. And yeah.
From the rank of private to 4-star general, every one of us are taught, you know, you only have seconds to gather intel.
Mm-hmm.
And he gathered so much. And then they turn around and say, it's just a bird. And unfortunately, even though he disagreed with them, he basically had to say, okay, yep. So he didn't lose his pension.
Exactly. And that's what I really like about Arrow when that was created, so that any of these military personnel that see something or or whatever the case may be, they can openly and freely talk about it without worrying about backlash from the government.
Yeah. Yeah. It's,
so,
I know what the Army was in the 80s. And I know we got pretty lax compared to the 1940s, 50s, 60s.
Yep.
No, this was back during the time that the secret portions of the military were conducting their LSD experiments, their mind control experiments. Remote viewing was kicking off.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it was a lot harder time back then. And unfortunately, he had no choice but to say, yep, it was birds.
Yep.
Kind of like, yeah, it was a weather balloon.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, there were people that disagreed with him, like, what's his name? Robert Baker Jr. He conducted detailed photogrammetric analysis of the film and said he wasn't filming what looks like birds. And they basically, they didn't care that he had people that were specialized in studying this stuff, you know, to say, look, this is not birds. But like you said, you can't say anything. You have to agree or you screw yourself. And when you screw yourself, you screw your whole family.
Let's see. What Crystal's comment here, this last one. There were 4 of us and only 2 of us saw it. I would love to say that is very uncommon, but that's actually the most common. It's usually 1 or 2 people seeing something and the rest of the crowd's like, what, where?
Yep. See, and whenever I see something like that, I always think, okay, you got 10 people standing facing the same direction, but only 2 people see it. Now, whatever you're seeing, is it making it so that only you and this other person see it? Or is it just the other 8 are just oblivious to everything that's going on?
Yeah, looking at the wrong point up in the sky. Yeah, it's hard to know, but yeah, there are more and more. Like, I think there were Mama Shenanigator would have to answer this. I don't know if there were 4 of us in the vehicle when she had her encounter or 5.
Was this when you were young?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, Lilith, that's always been a thought that I've had because, they say, that, oh, they can wipe your memory or, could they have the technology to basically make themselves invisible to half the group or only select people can see them?
On that one, I would have to say yes.
That's what I would think.
And that's it goes back to if they have accomplished faster than light travel, then why couldn't they have cloaking technology?
Yeah.
And then what we're catching may be just a glimpse of an out of phase cloak for about 10 seconds and then it disappears.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it really makes you wonder.
Blorp's on the ship and he accidentally hit the wrong button or something.
Requiring an advanced level of perception. About 15 minutes. I mean, it very well could require an advanced level of perception. I mean, that's what I always love about this stuff is all the questions, some you can answer, most you can't.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So yeah, it was me, my brother, my sister,
and then your parents,
my mom and her ex.
So saw the UFO for about 15 minutes. Ex-husband woke up to see the figure. So now I'm curious, you said a humanoid figure. What did it look like? Like, would it be a figure like you would see a classic gray? I'm
gonna let her say, because in my mind, I think I know the answer, but I want to be 100% right.
Yeah, because I'm thinking of all sorts of different figures.
It was different than what you're expecting.
Interesting. But yeah, there was a, back to when you were saying that they travel, if they have the ability to travel, faster than the speed of light from one place to.
Chief Von Beef, what's going on tonight?
Now I'm probably going to butcher the way it was a thing from an article from Avi Loeb that.
There's your answer.
It looked like us, but tall and in beige fatigues.
Yeah. So it was like an army guy, but his fatigues were beige instead of back then OD green.
Okay, so back when you were 9, OD green versus beige.
This would have been 1976?
75.
74.
Okay, where was this at?
Coming back from Wendover.
Really?
Yeah. Unfortunately, all 4 of us were asleep. My mom was the only one awake at the time.
Huh. I'm trying to think of where.
See that goes into something else before Grantsville.
Oh, right before right before Grantsville, I'm looking at a map right now. So right before Grantsville, on the way back from Wendover, you're if you're on I-80, you are directly north of Dugway.
That's what I was going to bring up.
Like,
and I
here,
know
let
we've
me-
already talked about doing a Dugway Proving Grounds Tooele Army Depot episode,
yeah,
and this kind of just ties into that.
yeah. Like, here, let me do this real quick. Here we go. Can you see that?
Nope, not yet.
I hit share. Oh, wait, it's not going to do it right
You have
there.
to
Hold
add
on.
it to the stage.
Yeah, I'm doing it the wrong way. Let me do it right here.
Yep, that's about right.
Okay, now I should be able to do it. Now do you see it?
It's not shared to the stage yet.
Oh, yeah, I have to go back in here. So Dugway's right here.
Oh, yeah.
And then here's Grantsville. So you're, I mean, literally right in the area. So,
Sorry, I'm looking at the map over on another monitor, not ignoring you.
no, you're fine. I was just thinking out loud, you know, because like you said, we're going to do an episode at some point on that area. You know, you get a humanoid figure within that beige fatigues. Yeah.
So
it makes me think they know something. They have something.
Oh, I like we talked about yesterday, I truly believe that Dugway is Area 52.
Well, yeah. And like I said, I can't remember how long ago it was. I kind of remember me and my dad driving somewhere, and he made, I don't know how we got on the topic, but in the end, he said something about Area 51 here. And I was like, what are you talking about? And he said it was either that they were moving Area 51 here or that they were creating something along the same lines or had something along the same lines, Area 52. So that makes sense. That I wondered often about how he looked, but Travis Walton told me that two types of figures were on the spaceship. One looked like a gray and one looked like a human, but tall.
Yep.
You know, that's interesting too, because I have read a lot of stories that the grays don't always travel alone. They have those type of figures that are with them.
Yeah. And these aren't, if I remember right, when I read the books, these aren't the human alien hybrids that you read about. These are actually 100% alien.
See, I've read that, you know, I've read both, but the majority of what I've seen, these are the hybrids.
See, I've read just the opposite. I could be wrong.
And I very well could too. Either way, I mean, I'm sure they have both of them. But
you know, then my mom has to name drop and say, I was talking to Travis Walton.
Yeah, you know she did that on purpose. Like, I've talked to him, you haven't. What now?
I would love to meet Travis. I really would.
I still need to find that interview with Bob Lazar.
Oh, definitely.
I still haven't even looked for it yet. Of course.
Of course.
So, what do we have next, Steve?
Well, the speculation is that interstellar life would produce taller, thinner individuals due to the altered gravity. Thank you, Liv. That is what I've read.
Yep, I've seen that as well. So I was going to say something earlier that I was sent an article today. I'll probably butcher it, but it was talking about, you know, space, the universe, and everything, and how things are expanding. So, and I know I'm going to be corrected if I'm wrong by someone, but what we see now, like in the observable universe, since it's expanding, we may never see anything else beyond this.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
See,
Did you freeze?
that's what I
Oh.
know how it works, but it is so weird to go out
Right.
and look up in the sky and say, I'm looking back in time.
Right.
Because what we see
And
is not
it
what's
was
happening right now.
no. And with everything expanding the way it is, I'll send it to you, but it's a paper or article done by Avi Loeb. It was really interesting how it was written. And I know I butchered the hell out of it, but in a nutshell, with everything expanding, you know, that there will come a point that you cannot see any farther. You can't get any farther.
Yep. And I'm going to channel my inner Giorgio. But yes, that is why the Egyptian gods were so tall.
You keep freezing on me. Oh, there you go.
You keep freezing on me too.
Now
So
I
I
got
don't know. I think StreamYard's catching up with us. So we better move on.
StreamYard's acting up.
Yep. So we're going to keep plugging on and see what we can
What'd
do.
you say? Yeah.
We called an audible in the middle of this one because we were going to go right from the Utah UFOs into kind of a history and what's going on at Skinwalker Ranch. But we decided to go ahead and make Skinwalker Ranch its own episode.
Yeah, I think, you know, what really bothers me, Steve, is I used to be so into Skinwalker Ranch. I mean, like, if you look at how trashed this book is, I've had it since it came out, and I've read it so many times. And once it got taken over, I've had such a hard time following it until now. You guys have got me back into it.
All right. One of us.
Did we freeze?
Us. You froze for a second.
Whoa, that was really weird. You were gone for a long time.
Well, I'm watching.
I was sitting
the
here
YouTube
explaining
link, and
my.
I didn't. I'm watching the actual YouTube channel, and I haven't seen me freeze up that much. It's like it's good there. It's just going on between you and I. So are we freezing for you guys out there?
Skinwalker needs its own episode. There you go. I'm sure we are freezing, and I'm sure it is StreamYard, since I'm still running really good.
So all right, we'll just continue on. If we freeze, we're doing our best.
Yeah.
So anyway, just a quick rundown. Oh,
no freezing there.
Nope, no freezing. So it's just between you and I guess.
Oh yeah, I guess so. Your wife said, let's shoot off a rocket. Mike is back into it. Yeah. So I was, for the longest time, I was so into this, like, as obsessed with UFOs as I am, I was that obsessed with Skinwalker Ranch.
Yeah.
And then I fell off. Like, I had such a hard time with it. But your mom, and your wife have got me so interested in it again.
Perfect. I love to hear that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do just a quick history of the ranch, and then we're gonna move on from there. So the reason that the mass sightings of the Uintah Basin are important to this story is because Skinwalker Ranch is located inside the Uintah Basin. It's a 512-acre ranch. Originally, it was parts of the Ute tribe and the Ore reservations when they started making the reservations. Hopefully, I did not mess that second name up. Sorry, it's the Uintah and Ore reservations, not Ute.
Ure.
So there are thousands of years of indigenous history in this area. They were forced to relocate onto reservation lands in the region. And from 1930s to 1994, different parcels were bought, which now creates the 512-acre ranch that was known as the Sherman Ranch for a while. The Sherman Ranch bought it, and they started talking about their paranormal experience, which was hauntings, UFOs, and skinwalkers. I'm not going to go into the actual wolf because that's going to be part of the episode. But from the Shermans, then Robert Bigelow bought it. And they started doing their research there. Start getting these back up too. So, but the reason that Bigelow
I'll
bought
follow
it,
that if you want to keep going.
okay, the reason Bigelow bought it was not just a contract work with the government, but we're talking about reports of strange aerial objects, unusual lights or orbs, the mesa above the ranch completely lighting up in the middle of the night for no reason, cattle mutilations, strange sounds, unusual animals, equipment that never worked. And I mean, this 512-acre ranch is, if you're in Utah, and Mike, you can vouch for this, you ask somebody, hey, where's a good place to go ghost hunting? They'll tell you Salt Lake Cemetery. You ask, where's a good place to go check out for Bigfoot? You're going up to the Wasatch Mountains. But, hey, where's the place that is the most paranormal, strange area of Utah? And unanimously, it comes back as Skinwalker Ranch. I mean, even
100%.
before it was known as Skinwalker Ranch, we had heard stories about what was going on up there. And high school kids were taking trips up to that area and going up on the bluff and looking down on the ranch. And it got so bad that when the Shermans were there, they put up a fence for security. Then Bigelow comes in and he puts in a massive security system.
Mm-hmm.
And then our guy Brandon, he turns around and he buys the ranch from Robert Bigelow and creates even more security in the area. So everybody knows that there is something going on in this ranch. And that leads us up to what we're going to Utah for. This ranch was kind of what led to Phenomicon. And since the beginning, all the major cast of the Secrets of Skinwalker Ranch have shown up to this, and it's just one of those conventions like the FanX is for Comic-Con. It just started growing and growing and growing, and this thing's going to be huge.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's only been, what, 4 or 5 years?
4 or 5 years, yeah. So rather than go and do an entire episode on Skinwalker Ranch, we were going to go from the UFO stories to talking about what we're looking forward to and some of the speakers that we're looking forward to at Skinwalker Ranch. So, Mike, I'm gonna let you start on that one because I think I know the answer of who you're most looking for.
So, number one, easily George Knapp. That is the one person that I am really looking forward to hearing. I'm looking forward to hearing the guy he's coming with, Jeremy Corbell. I'm still kind of, I don't know how I view him 100% yet. But when he did the Bob Lazar movie, he did a dang good job, but there's something about him I'm not sure yet. Then other than that, as excited as I was for Knapp, when I saw that Avi Loeb was going to be there, I freaked out. Like I could not believe that he was coming.
I will vouch for that. And I hate using this term because it sounds so weird, but I watched Alien Mike fangirl for a second.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure he squealed.
Oh yeah. I mean, so much so that I went and got 2 books to get signed by him.
Oh, nice. So
Yeah.
I am with Mama Shenanigator. I am looking forward to Jay Stratton. I'm
Yes,
also looking forward to George Knapp.
Yeah.
I'm not as big a fan as Avi Loeb as you are, but I am looking forward to meeting him.
Mm-hmm.
The only reason I'm not a fan is the same reason I'm not a huge fan of Dr. Michio Kaku. I walk away going, wow, I missed the intelligence train.
You cut out.
I'm just saying, I missed the intelligence train.
You cut out. Oh, okay. There we go. So who are you not a big fan of? Say that again for me.
Oh, I'm a fan of him, but Avi Loeb, I'm not as big a fan as you are.
Oh.
And the other one was
okay.
Dr. Michio Kaku. And I'm a fan of Dr. Michio Kaku, but every time I listen to him, I walk away feeling less intelligent.
Oh, that's why I have got so many books sitting right here, physics books, and most of them are Neil deGrasse Tyson. Not a single one is Michio. I cannot read his stuff because I feel like an absolute idiot.
Yeah. I feel like I didn't graduate kindergarten. But I love listening to him and reading his stuff.
Yeah, there's yeah.
You know, so I am looking forward to Avi Loeb.
Yeah. If Bob Lazar comes, it still says we've got a slot for 1 or 2 more people, I think.
If Bob Lazar shows up, I will get the pastor to come out and marry you two.
If Lazar shows up, you guys will not see me for the week.
I'm pretty sure of that.
I will follow him around like a lost puppy dog. No.
So
yeah,
I am looking forward to Travis Taylor.
You know, honestly, at the beginning I wasn't. But I really want, I'm going to see his panel for sure. And who's that Expedition Bigfoot lady?
Oh,
Mariah.
Yeah.
Mariah Meyer.
I'm looking forward to her as well. I want to actually talk to her and see if she can push me over the edge on Bigfoot.
That's pretty much what it is for me, because everybody knows that I am not a fan of that. Never have been. Don't think I ever will. But just like you said, if you can show me something, maybe I'll change my mind. Myra's cool. Yeah. So, I mean, I'm really looking forward to it. And then what are we doing the day before the convention starts?
The day before the convention starts, we are going to be heading up to Vernal, and we're going to make a stop and take some photos and, if possible, some videos right there at the front gate as far as you can legally go to Skinwalker Ranch.
Yep. I will. I'm going to be bringing my photography equipment, and we'll at least, if we can get service there, we will record and do it live. If not, then once we got to the cabin or the convention center, we'll post it from there.
Yep. Now, you did say that there's a couple of spots still open.
Yeah.
I would love to have Jessica Chabot, I think I'm pronouncing that name right. I'd love to have her come back, because I watched her panel on the time they went up. They weren't allowed on Skinwalker Ranch for Expedition X, but they did the area.
Right.
And she said there was a few things that happened that didn't make the actual show.
Really?
And one of them, I know there was a little bit in the show about the Skinwalker, but she goes into a bigger detail in her panel. Chobot, thank you.
Oh, okay. Chobot like robot. All right.
Yep. She goes into more of the story of what happened, and it's frightening. But yes, they actually had an encounter with what they thought was a skinwalker.
Yeah, there was, it was this, was it called The Hunt for the Skinwalker? It was a movie that had come out. I don't know.
Yes, The Hunt for the Skinwalker.
Now it's been so long. I don't know. Was it the documentary, or was it the one that like was a horror movie?
It was a cross.
Okay. I remember when that came out, I watched it a bunch, and there was a lot of frightening things in it. And then when you go back and watch other videos of all the stuff that happens there, and you listen to them explain it, for lack of a better phrase, it's fucking terrifying.
Yes, it is.
Like
there are, well, you know, just off the Native American legend itself, I want to say it was the Navajos were being held against their will by the Ute, and when they were released, the Navajo placed a curse on the Utes, and that's, I'm probably screwing this all up, but that's kind of where the Skinwalker legend comes from, and the mystery of the whole area.
Yeah,
it's part of a Navajo curse.
Yeah, I try to watch things that I can on Skinwalker Ranch, but
that's the one that I was talking about. She talked about that episode in that panel.
Okay, I've watched some of it, some of the episodes. I haven't been able, or some of the panels, but not all of them. But yeah, I try to watch these things online about Skinwalker Ranch and other things too. And there's so many things that just look really cool or look scary and frightening. But what I hate about the day and age we live in, and I use AI, and I've said this many times before, but you can never tell if something is authentic or if it's fake. Yeah. And so I always, if I find a cool video, I generally will look at the comments, and some of the first things you see is, this is fucking stupid, it's AI. And that's where your first thought goes, is this is AI now. So you don't know if it's real or not. And that gets frustrating.
And yes, we'll be the first to admit we use AI on some of our, on a lot of our graphics. We use AI on some of our research. But we'll tell you right up front, if we're posting a video or we're posting a photo and it's AI, we'll tell you this is AI.
Yeah, I needed a thumbnail for this episode, so we pulled something out of our ass and used AI to make it. When it comes to research, like you said, I will use ChatGPT or Gemini and say, I'm doing an episode on this. Give me the basic outline and where I can go to research and get the links.
Yep.
And it's a jumping off platform, you know?
Yep. So back to Crystal. She saw the hair. There's still a few spots left. I would love to see Giorgio come back.
I'm not sure what you're talking about with the hair.
Giorgio from Ancient Aliens.
Oh, yes. There was something about him when I very first saw him that just irritated me.
He irritates me.
The more I watched,
but in a good way,
the more I liked it.
Yeah. Yeah, and hopefully Mrs. Shenanigator's not listening, because he's grown on me.
Yeah. I mean, everybody knows I've always been like believed in UFOs, haven't always researched that stuff. But my cousin, man, every time I went to his house, he always had on Ancient Aliens. And I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Come on now. There's better things to watch. And now I catch myself watching it quite a bit.
Yeah. Not only do I catch myself watching it, sometimes I catch myself binging it for a day or two.
Mm-hmm. I go through phases like that with stuff where I have to stop watching something. Like if it's anything about Bob Lazar and UFOs, I'll watch it for like a week straight. That's every single thing that's going on is either episodes on TV or podcast episodes. And then I burn myself out and I'm like, holy crap, there's too much information. I got to step back for a few days.
Oh, Giorgio's saying something's going on Skinwalker Ranch now?
Wait. Were you talking? Because I couldn't hear anything you were saying.
Oh, Crystal just posted that he said some shit was happening and then followed up with on Skinwalker Ranch. Does this mean we might see Giorgio on the ranch?
Huh. I was reading what Mama Shenanigator said.
Yeah.
I don't think ancient aliens will be there due to the loss of 2 other people. What 2 people?
Yeah,
these weren't any of the scientists, were they?
I forgot his first name. I believe it's Nick Pope. And then they lost another one. But yeah, I mean, I don't think he's going to be there either, but it would be really cool to see him. And yeah, my heart ached. Eric Von Denigan, that's right.
Oh,
so yeah, they lost those 2 people.
Yes.
And a minor player. Yeah.
I know that.
Don't tell that to Sir Chief Haas, sir. Sorry, that's what my father-in-law made me call him.
Let me see. Post a comment.
So
how do I? Oh, where is
I have an idea. We've mentioned a few of the guests that are going to be there that we're excited to see. If you have any questions that you'd like us to try and ask them, post them. I mean, I've already got my question for Dr. Taylor, and I mean it's a really simple question. Is there an experiment that you know would solve the mystery of the Skinwalker Ranch, but because of how dangerous the experiment would be, the risk isn't worth the knowledge? And if so, what would season 1 Dr. Taylor say?
That's a good question.
Sure. So I know there's an experiment that will blow the whole thing open.
Oh yeah.
So
I mean,
you get a chance to meet Avi. What are you asking him?
Well, I told you what I was going to say. You know, I'd have to pull up everything that. Oh, I could probably just do it here. Let's see. Chairs the advisory committee for the Breakthrough of Starshoot Initiative and the Board of Physics and Astronomy, of the National Academies. Serves as a science theory director. Harvard, their extraterrestrial stuff. I would ask him flat out, from going from just being a physicist, what made you fascinated with the extraterrestrial?
See, that's a really good question, because I know at the beginning, not the beginning of Skinwalker Ranch, the secrets of Skinwalker Ranch,
right?
But at the beginning for Dr. Taylor, he was a non-believer. He moved in and did a few episodes, right. Did some episodes on Ancient Alien.
Yeah. There's got to be something Right. And there's got to be something, you know, that from Taylor that, okay, you don't believe. What was it that made you believe? And for Avi Loeb, okay, well, you're a physicist. What made you start being concerned with extraterrestrial life? What was that defining moment?
Yeah.
That made you wonder what is out there?
You know, and that, I think
Those
that's
are the
the
questions
question
I
that
have.
all scientists need to be asked.
Mhm.
More and more men and women of science are now saying scientifically it is impossible, but I believe. So what
Yep.
made you transition to I believe?
Yep. And honestly, that's what I planned on asking George Knapp as well, if I get that opportunity, is you didn't really believe in this stuff. You didn't care about this stuff. You were just for KLA TV. KLA, I think that's what it was.
Yep.
And all of a sudden you're told to do a story on Lazar and you think, okay, all right, whatever. And you do this story and now all of a sudden you believe and you're known as the UFO guy. Like, what was the defining moment that made you go, he's not full of shit?
Yeah. I would love to ask all scientists that.
Yep.
So, I mean, I know why I believe, you know, I follow the show me states motto. Somebody showed me some stuff and I'm like,
Yep.
I don't think that's from here.
Exactly. And then I really, really highly doubt he'll be there. But if Lazar is there, I couldn't even tell you the questions I would ask him. Like, I probably wouldn't be able to form a sentence very well because the dude just fascinates the hell out of me more than anybody.
Bob Lazar might get me tongue tied, but the absolute worst I've been, to me, a celebrity version of Bob Lazar to you, and that's John Delancey. And I got so tongue tied talking to John Delancey, but I could walk up and down and talk to William Shatner, and John Delancey played Q in Star Trek.
Yeah, that's it. I think we've got a lag because I said right after you said John Delancey, I went, oh, that's cute, isn't it?
There's about a 4-second lag.
Yeah. Delancey's awesome.
Yeah. So I think with the current group that's there, the one I'm going to have the hardest time if I get an opportunity to talk to would be Avi. And not because he's
you
more
cut out.
intelligent
I didn't hear what you said. Say that again.
I would have a hard time talking to Avi. And it would be because I would be trying to sound more intelligent to make myself sound smart, and I'm not there.
Yeah.
I mean, you want me to create a spreadsheet for you with a profit and loss statement? I can do it, but you start putting me up against a Harvard-educated professor, I'm going to try and force myself to sound smart, and I'm going to just embarrass myself.
Yep.
You know, and I know that we keep talking about us, two idiots talking about this stuff. Neither one of us are idiots. It's just kind of the military and me bringing this up. But yeah, I'm not a Harvard scientist.
Yeah.
All right. You know, Mike, I really hate to do this. I don't think it's that bad on the YouTube side, but you're cutting out so bad for me. I'm stepping on you. I think we should probably just call this one a night, man.
Yeah, I was trying to send you some private messages. You keep cutting out really bad for me. The lag is I'll start talking and then you talk right over me and then I talk right.
Yeah. And to me, I'm not talking over you. There's dead silence.
StreamYard
just happened again.
They're having issues. Yep.
So,
I'm looking at it right now and StreamYard is having issues.
Yep. So we are going to go ahead and call it a night. Please hit the like, subscribe, and follow button. Give us some love. Give us a thumbs up before you take off. Let us know that you enjoyed even a little bit of what we did. If you want to be notified of upcoming videos, hit that little blorp bell looking button over there. That'll let you know when our videos pop up, and it'll also give Blorp a very bad headache for messing with our technology.
Yeah, I don't understand what's going on. It's like, Steve, you're freezing for me, and I've been good the whole time for me.
No, I'm watching you on StreamYard and YouTube. You're the one freezing. I've lagged a few times on YouTube, but yeah,
see,
StreamYard is having problems.
You're the only one that's.
No, this 100% on StreamYard
Is what it is.
Yep.
Sorry, guys.
Also, make sure you give our good friends Colin over at the Horrific Podcast some love. Go over and check out his podcast. And also on Apple, iTunes, Spotify, and Podbean, check out our good friend Alien Mike and a great friend of the show, Carl from Sweden. Go ahead and check out their Skogan Outdoor podcast. And I don't have anything else. Mike, do you?
No, I think I'm good. I don't understand this, but yeah, I'm good.
All right. Well, make sure you join us on the next live or lives when we come to you from the Uintah Basin and start talking about all sorts of fun alien stuff and paranormal and cryptids and shapeshifters and all sorts of good stuff. But until then, stay spooky.
And keep watching the skies.
All right. We'll see you guys.